Chapter 26. How can you be so certain, Milo asked, that a film could actually unmake everything? James looked into the distance as if watching dailies from the apocalypse. Because we've been here before, with a little silver screen singularity named a season called spring. Ring any bells? Milo's brow furrowed. Never heard of it. Precisely. A humourless chuckle escaped James's lips. In 2005, a wunderkind named Maxwell Hart crafted a celluloid chimera that nearly unravelled existence itself. It began innocuously enough. Test audiences reported Technicolor dreams, time slipping through their fingers like mercury. But as Hart neared his final cut, reality started to pixelate. He paused, tracing his fingers over a film canister like a coroner identifying a body. The fabric of our world began to fray. Impossible architecture sprouted from sidewalks. Historical figures strolled down Sunset Boulevard like extras. Physics didn't just break. It resigned without giving the world its 2 weeks' notice, and the laws of nature crumbled like an old nitrate film. Reality dissolved frame by frame. A shiver tap-danced down Milo's spine. What did you do? We contained the chaos, but only barely. Every frame incinerated, every memory scrubbed, but those psychic shockwaves birthed the cinema protectorate. Because there is one caveat that remains fixed in this universe. Can you guess what it is? The Kardashians will always be on TV. No. James shook his head. Free will. Milo frowned. Which means? Which means the next reel is yours to shoot, Mr. Piven. But you must choose. You either shelve the golden path and choose a story that won't shatter our reality, or... He broke off. Or else, Milo said. James's eyes hardened to tempered celluloid. We'll be forced to rewrite your script. Permanently. Milo swallowed. That didn't sound good. We have ways of ensuring certain films remain in development hell for eternity. Picture tomorrow's Variety, unhinged visionary pitches Apocalypse Now, High School Musical. Your career would be deader than a red shirt on a Star Trek set. Colour drained from Milo's face. You can do that? We have done that. How the hell do you think Battlefield Earth got made? Milo paled. And that's just the PG-rated option, Mr. Piven. So what's it going to be? Milo knew when he was defeated. I'll bury the golden path. Deep as it'll go. A wise final act. James laid his hand on Milo's shoulder. Might I suggest Storm of Steel 3 for your next feature? I foresee rave reviews in your future. Milo met his eyes, astonished. You'd green light that, after this whole fiasco? The Protectorate isn't interested in career assassination, Mr. Piven, only in preserving our collective story. Play your part and we'll ensure you're rewarded. Milo nodded. What about Ava? James' expression clouded over. Miss Ava is a complication. Best leave her to us. What does that mean? Let's just say her screenplay diverges significantly from ours. I'd call for a rewrite if I could, but there's someone who sees potential in her performance. And now I think that's enough behind-the-scenes footage for one day. James gestured toward the open door. Go home, Mr. Piven. Sleep. And remember, we'll be watching the dailies. Milo nodded numbly, his feet carrying him across the cavernous room to the corridor, and then to the elevator. He pressed the button and the doors swept open. No wonder Ava had been leery of telling him about the cinema protectorate, because it was crazy-making. Even experiencing it as he had confused him. But she'd known the truth, confided in him, and he'd responded by casting her as the villain. The elevator arrived upstairs and he stepped out, immediately pulling out his phone. He checked his messages when he left the sociopath house, heading for the cottage, but there were none. And then a hand clamped down onto his shoulder, something round and unyielding pressed into his back. Walk, commanded a familiar voice that somehow managed to sound both threatening and caffeinated.
Ava!
Action, Milo. She gave him a sharp nudge. And this time you're not calling cut.